Hi, I'm Brandon Sawkill, and you're watching Mr. Tony of the Dead.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another movie review for everybody out there. This one's on a movie called A Fish Called Wanda. This is from Arrow Video USA, and it's directed by Charles Crichton. The movie follows a group of ill-matched jewel thieves, and they steal these jewels in England, and it's two con artists from America and two other thieves from England. And what happens is one of the jewel thieves gets arrested and he's in jail, and what actually happened was the con artist turned on him, and because they want it all for themselves. So he's in jail and they're trying to find where the jewels are, because when they went to the place where they were supposed to be, they weren't there. So they throw in John Cleese's character Archie in this, who is the barrister over there for the guy that's in jail, and he gets thrown in this mess. And Jamie Lee Curtis, who is one of the con artists, is trying to get information out of him, while Kevin Kline, who is another con artist from America, is trying to get information out of the other British guy. And it's just like, it's a dark comedy. It's like all over the place kind of, but like when you watch it, it all falls together. But it's just basically like, where are these jewels? And everybody's trying to look for them. Movie came out in 1988, and I have seen this before, but I haven't seen it since then. And the only thing that really, I don't know, for some reason stuck in my mind was a part where Kevin Kline was eating chips, or in England here they're French fries, in England they're chips. He was eating them, and he was kind of torturing the one guy, and there's this things to do with fish called Wanda. The fish doesn't have really anything to do with the movie. Michael Palin is like an animal lover, so he has a fish tank full of all these like exotic kind of fish, and there's this one main fish that he calls Wanda, which is actually the name of Jamie Lee Curtis's character in this as well. So everybody is like all about Jamie Lee Curtis. She's a very good con artist, and everybody kind of like falls in love with her, but you don't really know what she has in store or what she's thinking. And Kevin Kline, he's a hitman, but he's off the wall. Like, he's comical, but yet he's very sadistic at the same time, and he doesn't know how to talk to people at times either. It's a wild ride. This is definitely a dark comedy, because there is some deaths in here, especially with dogs, and it's not like a horribly done. It looks completely fake, but it's, it has that dark comedy aspect to it, which is different. And John Cleese is probably the best guy in this movie. Him and Kevin Kline, probably a tie. But John Cleese, like, he goes from like being this like guy who's married, and his marriage is kind of boring, and his wife's kind of a bitch, and then he ends up kind of loosening up throughout the movie. You could see him like slowly unwind, and it was different. It was kind of cool to see his character like that. And then Jamie Lee Curtis, they're all pretty likable. They all have a certain part to them, and they're all very likable. The only person from the group, and I think it's because you don't get much screen time with him, his name is Tom Georgeson. He's the guy in jail. You don't get much time with him, so you don't really get a lot of character development with him. But again, I don't dislike him, but I don't have enough information to really like him. But I think everybody played a good part. And as much as I'm saying all this good stuff about the movie, for me, I honestly don't know how much rewatchability it has. I really doubt I would put this in again, to be honest. But that doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy the movie the first time I watched it. There was parts that made me laugh. Kevin Kline really has this thing against British people, calling him like pompous and all this kind of stuff, and then he gets it thrown back at him about America later on. So I mean, it's funny, but it's a dark humor. I wouldn't say the movie was a quick watch, but it really didn't drag out for me, because like I said, it was more of a comedy, so it was fun to watch. The one complaint I do have, though, is the volume in the movie. And like I said, I always watch the Arrow movies with captions on, just because I kind of got into the habit of doing that now. It's kind of like a testing out the captions as well. Captions were fine, but the volume, it seemed like in the beginning, this is different, because usually on my TV I put it like to 10, and it's, you know, perfect. I can hear everything fine. But with this, I had it all the way up to almost 20, and it was like, it's still kind of hard to hear. And then later on in the movie, it got loud. Like everything went back to where it should be, so I had to turn it down. And I would say that was probably the main complaint I have about this, the volume on this. It could just be my copy. It could be, for some reason, my TV, but I honestly doubt it. And again, it could just be my copy, but just that, the volume on here, just that going up like that, like later on in the movie, but like it's really low, and it bothered me. But again, don't hold the movie on that. You know, don't hold this edition on it, because it could just be my copy. I could have a faulty copy. But who knows? As you can see on here, there is a lot of contents on here. A lot of them are from interviews from in the past, though, and there are some other things that they added on here, like location shoots and all that kind of stuff. And then, like, there is the reversible sleeve on here, and an artwork by JC. So the newer artwork is this, and it is a nice slipcover. You know, I think that if watching the movie, especially Michael's part, he did a great job as well. Everybody did, but that part in particular is kind of crazy. But you know, I do like this cover. It's nothing special, to be honest, though. And then I'll show you the reverse artwork. Again, here is the newer artwork from JC, if that's how you say it. But there's the newer artwork, and this is the one from 1988. This is what I remember seeing on the shelves, and you know, I had no interest in it. In fact, I don't know how much interest that I would have now. Jamie Lee Curtis, you know, looks gorgeous in this movie. She's a very sexy woman. And everybody was actually kind of comical as well. But I think I like this one better. I don't know. I think this has a lot more going to it. It's like, well, how did his eye get like that? Why does he have French fries up his nose? You know, why is he naked with a picture in front of his crotch with a you know, a wig on? It has a lot more, leaves a lot more like unanswered questions, and makes you like, hey, I'm gonna check this out. What's going on in this picture? As compared to this, kind of boring, this picture to me. And I always thought that in the past too. Like I remember seeing this picture and like, I don't really care if I see that. But I think if they had this, it would have probably piqued my interest. And here you have the inside. Here's the Blu-ray, and here's the booklet. The Blu-ray is locked to Region A, so only Region A. And there is no DVD with this edition. And here's the booklet. And like I always say, there is the contents in the book, and you know, certain things. I do remember this image as well. I believe that was on the back of the movie. I'm going by a VHS. You know, cast and crew here, stories, pictures, the usual kind of stuff. The robbery is kind of neat too, because they it was quick, but they kind of looked like they were dressed like ninjas. It was weird. But there's another interesting part. Again, you see these pictures and you're kind of like, well, what's this about? But then there's the production credits about the restoration, and there is Wanda. Like I said already, I probably wouldn't watch this again. I don't, you know, I don't hate the fact that I have watched it. I'm glad I finally got to see it after all these years and get a better idea what it's all about, except for Kevin Kline eating French fries and calling them chips, you know. But I think it's a nice addition, except for the volume part, which again could just be this copy. It doesn't mean it has to be all the copies. Also, it looks nice. It's the brand new 4K restoration, and it does look nice. And this is going off of, you know, VHS, because I never saw the DVD. So obviously it's going to be clearer and nicer than a VHS, and it is. You know, it is. It's a nice restoration. And again, a lot of special edition contents. I wish though that there was a lot more newer stuff instead of the old 19, even like I think it was like a 2000, it was a 2008 or something like that. There's a 1988 documentary on here of the making of this, so it's cool to see them making a documentary back then. But I would have liked to have seen more modern stuff. There are some modern stuff, but I would have liked to have seen more stuff nowadays, you know. So, but again, it's always really cool to see anything that the guys from Monty Python do. And you know, that's another thing, if you're a fan of Monty Python, John Cleese, definitely, you know, check this one out, because it has their kind of dark humor to it, and it's not like Monty Python Flying Circus ridiculous kind of humor, but you know, again, if you're a Monty Python fan, you'll probably want to watch this. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and follow me on any of the social media links located below in the description box. Also, check out the trailer for this in the description box below, and there'll be a link to where you can purchase it. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to everybody later. Bye.